Howdy, it's Matt, and in this episode it's the Maiden of the Focke Wulf 190. Now before we get to the details of why it's a Maiden, in this episode I mention numerous times the rare bear. Now if you ever get the opportunity to fly a buddies or to own a rare bear, these are absolutely fantastic. It's part of a Funfighter series. Okay, and there's a couple of other models in the range, and they really are fun to fly. The best one so far is definitely, for me personally, is the rare bear. And the reason why this one is my favourite is because it is the fastest. The moves which you can pull off with a rare bear is absolutely bonkers. Think about inverted Cuban 8s and ridiculously heavy elevator moves. It literally will go across the flight line, you bang the elevator, and then it will just go immediately up into the sky. You can do square maneuvers with this model really easily at full knacker, even on 4S. But the rare bear isn't the feature of this episode. Instead, it's the little Focke Wulf 190. Now, those of you which know me and this channel, is that I'm not a fan of dirty tip stallers, and that's what I class most warbirds as being. Is just I'm being brutally honest here. They can be dirty little tip stallers, and the bad news is this model did not turn up for me in the best of conditions. And those of you which have maybe seen the other episode, I'll put a link to it in the top right hand corner of the screen. When it arrived, it was not in the best of conditions. It wasn't as bad as my replacement rare bear, but let's not get into that topic. But Banggood support were fantastic. And remember, I always buy these models out of my own money, so you're always getting honest reviews here. These aren't freebies for review. I've bought them out of my own hard-earned cash because I kind of like them. And after flying the rare bear, this little Focke Wulf, I'm going to look at the decals on that. There was some obvious time, attention. Oh, and a big tip for you. If you ever go on and buy this model, on that front leading edge of the top cover, put some sellotape over it. Otherwise, the paint wears off, as you can see there on mine. So there's one little tip for you. And of course, I put just some sellotape along the leading edges of the wings as well to help protect them. Now, the setup on mine, like I said, unfortunately, mine did turn up with, and I've looked into it now, two of the motor mounts have fallen off and they're in there rattling around in the motor. I want to say a massive thank you to Andrew Horseman. Andrew, top lad, he gave me a spare Funfighter motor. I think they're 1950 kV motors, and I've also 3D printed a replacement motor mount because I broke mine after the first Maiden flight. The issue which I had with the original Maiden is that it was tail heavy, grossly tail heavy, and in mine now I've got that much lead. Now I don't know how many grams it is, and of course it would work out whatever's right for you and your model, but I do have a chunk of lead in those. I've got a little plywood firewall. In fact, why don't I turn it around and put it in there for you. Now I did fly this one around on 3S. Now again, I'd like to share my mistakes, which is that the first flight, which you're about to see in a moment, for the Maiden of the little Focke Wulf 190, I did actually put a Duff battery in it. Only had about 30% left in it, so by the time I tried ragging it around the sky, it almost had it, and we hit failsafe on the ESC. But I did stick a fresh battery in it, and Dave ran over and grabbed the GoPro again, and we got some, and you can just see the sheer speed of it. Now, I do like to fly these models fast. That is just my cup of tea. But I do appreciate, in fact, why don't I just put this lid back down so you can appreciate just the good looks of this little model, because it does look the business. It really does, and you probably want to see the underside. I have put some fiberglass tape on the bottom and put some reinforcement, more carbon fiber in the bottom as well. Yeah, very nice looking model. Now, I do appreciate that if you're into your warbirds, you're probably more into scale flying. My cup of tea is flying fast, and this little model will fly fast, and they will also run on 4S as well. The rare bear does, this one will do as well, and again, it's exactly the same components which we've got in this one. as compared to the Rare Bear. It does look the part. One last note is that we are using a GoPro for this episode. We are using a GoPro with a tiny little model in the sky. So unfortunately, it is going to be a little bit small on your screen for you. I do apologise for that. Next time we do some video footage of the Focke Wulf 190, I will make sure I use a Mobius or maybe even the mini Mobius so we can really zoom in on that model for you and keep a decent amount of quality. So with that said, let's jump across to the flight line and enjoy. And good news, she flies! And she flies really, really well. I'll see you there. Well, let's jump across to the flight line now. And let's get to it. From myself, Matt, cheerios. Alright, it's Matt. We got the Maiden of the Focke Wulf, which might get renamed to something very shortly if it goes in again. Check the CG. I have that much lead wedged in the nose. It's the little firewall. You can't get the battery up far enough. So, and I've got 3D printed motor mount because that one, don't know if you can see that in there, because the other one cracked. Which one?
I'm assuming that angle is correct.
Yeah, down to the right. Yeah, it's the same as the Rare Bear. That one's down to the right. I have to. I've put a spacer down the back of there as well, so that it moves the thing out a bit.
Right.
So the nose cone. So let's get it powered up and chuck it and see what happens. And today we are sponsored by Selco Warehouse. Wish it luck.
Engines are.
Hold on a second. I'll go on this side.
Engines are.
Blast it down, just in case.
Still looks tail heavy.
Ridiculously tail heavy. Flying.
That 3S?
Yeah, not as fast as the other one, is it?
No. It looks more scale.
That's true. It's got a bit of a rattle to it. I think that would be.
Is that your lead?
Flying alright now.
Looks quite nice in the air, I think.
Going exactly where I tell it to go.
I thought it was going in the ground then.
Yeah. There's a bit more down in it. A bit awful.
High rates.
A little high rates now. Probably need a little bit more expo. I wonder if I calibrated the ESC. Middle rates again. Yeah, need more down in it. Or 4S. Full knacker as well.
Yeah, but I think it's flying more scale. The Rare Bear is kind of like mental, but not that low.
Yeah, it's nose over here according to that.
Yeah. You just had a trim when you took off then.
Yeah.
Because it's flying alright at the moment.
Yeah, it's flying great.
I was like, are you landing?
Bit barrel rolly, isn't it?
High rates.
Yeah.
Back
That's probably the dihedral in the wing, I would have thought, maybe.
Yeah, it's better with
Middle rates.
high rates. Oh, alright though. Don't stuff it yet, that's always a good sign.
Well, you had to go and say it though, didn't you?
Yeah, it needs more down. Just trying to climb all the time. And it's a bit weird in the corners, so...
You could try a dive test. So take it up, power off and put it into a 45-degree dive and see what it does.
Oh, that's just gone into failsafe.
Oh,
Engine off.
glides well then.
Glides well, yeah. Like a fucking brick. Yeah, that was failsafe then. Did you hear it cut out the power?
No.
Yeah, yes, it's one. I thought that was a full battery. Might have made a mistake. But at least it flies now. Yeah, look at that. I still need a bit more down in it. See, it's up a touch.
Yeah.
So we did have
So,
it.
yeah. So it was extra.
Yeah. I've got a tiny bit of washout on both of the. Don't know if you can. Probably, yeah, you can see it on that side just there. Got a tiny bit of washout on both sides. That was a suggestion from the Facebook group to help stop it tip stall.
Yeah.
So done that on both sides, equal amount. Happy days, it flies. So myself, Matt. They're not what I was going to call it, so it's a Focke Wulf 190. Flies alright. Need to check that battery though and maybe calibrate that ESC because it was a bit underpowered. And a big thanks to Dave for being the cameraman. Cheers, Dave. Cheerios. And then press. There we go. So Dave's kindly been in a hit record again because we've put a full power battery in it this time and it calibrated the ESC. And it goes like stink now. Bring it around. All glide now, all glide. All glide. All glide. Brilliant. That's miles better with a full battery. Bring it over. Bring it around. I'll bring it for a nice slow pass. Look at that. Happy days. That's how it was supposed to fly like. Not what I did to it on its maiden. Bring it round for a nice little slow pass again. Miles better now. Well, it flies for one. Over we go. Round. Okay, that's all glide. Not as fast as the Rare Bear. There's a definite difference, but it's as manoeuvrable and looks a lot prettier. Okay. Not showing too much sign of a tip stall or some slow turns.
Good idea testing that
Oh,
when you're that low.
Did you see that then?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty little tip stall there. There we go. Bang for over. Bring around. Favourite manoeuvre.
High rates.
Not quite unlimited vertical.
Middle rates.
Mind you, I was spinning on the way up as well, wasn't I? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Not as powerful as the it's the same motor, it's the same prop, same ESC. Bit of a stall turn. Not so responsive on the old elevator like the Rare Bear, because that Rare Bear would have gone vertical then.
Hmm. Yeah, but you were gliding, weren't you, more or less?
Yeah, that's true.
You weren't.
Yeah, those of you out there which like scale, It will fly scale, even with the little dirty tip stool. I think it's going to bring it right round over our heads. Almost in the hedge.
Yeah.
Definitely looks the part.
I think looks wise, I like it more than the Rare Bear.
Yeah, the Rare Bear's just spray painted on the bottom, isn't it? Full knacker pass.
There's no slouch.
That was a glide off. Yeah, it seems to lose its pace quicker than the Rare Bear. And I know the brake's not set on that one, but the brake's not set on the Rare Bear either. Yeah, Funfighters they're called. I think I would class that as a Funfighter. It's great fun. It's going pretty much exactly where I tell it to go. I'm not going to try and make it tip stool. Whereas the Rare Bear's got more dihedral in it.
Right.
This one's got a little bit less. Like the tree do. Inverted pull out. Ooh, bit untidy then.
I'd say it's time for a landing before you put it.
Alright. I'll bring it in from right to left. Another little pass through. It went out the other side of that hedge, so it's got to come.
Yeah.
Went in, so it's got to come out again. Right, so easing her off. All glide, all glide, all glide. Get down.
Engine
Damn grass.
Happy days. That was better, wasn't it? Bit of down trim. Good battery. Thanks, Dave, for recording that, mate. Yeah, miles better that was. Had some poke in it.
Yeah, it was a nice flight.
Yeah, I like that. Happy days.
How much?
$70, I think.
Bargain.
And I liked it. Well, I like the Rare Bear so much, so that's why I was comparing it to the Rare Bear.
Yeah.
Because the Rare Bear is good. I think it's made by the same company. It's the same motor, same ESC, same little servo, so it's got to come from the same company and the same like design at the back.
Yeah.
So it must have come from the same company, I reckon. But not as fast as the Rare Bear, but got a brilliant paint job on it.
Yeah.
Because the transfers on the Rare Bear, they all wiped off as soon as you open the box. I'm happy. So, for myself, Matt, and Dave the cameraman, cheerios!